Texas Rangers manager Bruce Bochy. Good afternoon, sir.
Hey, guys. What's going on?
Well, we got to get this out of the way so people will stop asking us this. Do you anticipate Corey Seager being in the lineup tonight?
You know, I think it may be another day. Not that it couldn't be something that could change, with his availability today as far as using him off the bench. But I think the plan right now is hopefully all goes well and he'll be activated tomorrow.
Bruce, when we were last time we were out at the stadium before a game, we kind of turned around and saw Seager taking some grounders, and we were like, "Oh, that was the first time we'd seen that." And I was kind of curious, what exactly are you looking for? What do you want to hear before he gets back out on the field?
He went down and played some games. He got 5 innings and then DH in 7 innings. Pretty much checked all the boxes off. As far as that, now when he comes in today, we're going to reevaluate him, see where he's at, and just make sure we're not pushing this too much. He'll do some, he'll take some grounders, BP, a little running, and all goes well. As I said, possibly could be used off the bench, something like that, but more than likely, I'd say tomorrow would be more of the target day. We don't think that's quite ready, then we would have the extra day with the day off. So, but I think there's a good chance it could be tomorrow.
Boch, when it comes to Cody Bradford or a guy making his big league debut as a starting pitcher, how much do you want to talk to him or just try to maybe stay out of his way and let him try to go through what his routine was in AAA, let's say?
Well, he was part of the pregame meeting, which we have the first game of the series, and then with the starter, they have their own meeting, with the catcher. Last night it was with Jonah and of course Mad Dog. He's going to run that Maddox I'm talking about, and Hayes and our bullpen coach, and they go over. They try to customize it to the starter because they're all different, lefty, righty, how they're going to approach, how they're going to hopefully pitch to these guys. So now, with that said, you still want to go with your strength. You don't want to get away from that, and so you got to kind of use both and go with what's going that day. Every start can be a little different. But, I'm sure nerves were going. He had a lot of family here. And he was going against a really good lineup. And, it probably didn't go quite as well as he had hoped. But, hey, when you are facing a team like that, you figure they're going to score some runs. He just had a tough time keeping the ball in the ballpark yesterday, and that's not him. He's been throwing the ball so well down there in Round Rock. And this is all about learning, you get better, and he's got a taste of it, and so we'll continue to work with this kid because you look at the numbers he's been putting up down there, they're impressive. But you first start with the nerves, you're probably not going to hit your spots as well as normal.
Obviously, with you being a manager, you can provide us with unique insight. I'm really curious, since you brought up like the beginning of the series meeting, is that like a mini State of the Union? Is that just a, hey, here's what to expect from the Braves? Like, you don't have to get specific without giving away strategy, but what kind of stuff do y'all talk about at the beginning of the series meetings?
Yeah, it is a little mini State of the Union, kind of, where we're at. We cover a lot of things in our staff meeting, which I'll talk about, the club we're facing a little bit, what they've been doing, where we're at with our club. For example, we talked about Seager, the changes that we made. We had to make a roster move with Yeri, Rodriguez going down, just get, as you said, a little State of the Union. Then, we talk about, the other club, the offensive side. We talk about what our goals are, what it's going to take to beat them, things like that. Now, after that short meeting, and of course the trainers are in there. They're talking about where we're at with the guys. we look at who may need a day off, things like that. And after that, you have the big pitchers meeting where you have the whole staff in there, and we go over their hitters, and that's usually about 20 minutes, somewhere in that area. And then after BP's the hitters meeting, and that's when all the position players get in there. Donnie Ecker heads that up along with Tim Hires. Will Venable will talk about their pitching, things like that, on how they hold runners, whatever. But anyway, it's a big staff day the first day, and then second day not quite as much. You have the starter; they'll have their meeting, with the catcher, and of course the hitters meeting and go over that day's starter that we're facing.
And today you get kind of the opposite of yesterday. The Braves were able to take a guy that they've never seen before in Cody Bradford and be able to put some runs on the board. Today you get a guy in Schuster who I'm pretty sure most of your guys have never faced before. What is it like in kind of a meeting or getting ready as a hitter for a pitcher that you've never seen before really and that none of your teammates have seen before?
Yeah, with Schuster, once they announce him, then, our baseball ops gets on it as far as giving us information, stuff, type of fastball, for example. Does he like to run it, sink it, pitch on the top rail, things like that, the breaking balls that he has, and the change-up usage. We have videos, so, every team has this stuff. So, before the game, after batting practice, they'll have a hitters meeting again and go over them. So, guys get all the information. And these guys, we'll have them prepared as they can be because, as you said, they haven't faced them just like they hadn't faced our guy. And you don't want to overcomplicate things. They still have to get it over the plate, but this guy would be 90 to 92 in that area. He's got a pretty good breaking ball. He's got a good run on the fastball, and but they'll have even more than that with the guy we're facing tonight.
Bochy, we were kind of talking about this amongst ourselves yesterday, and I kind of was curious on your thoughts on this. How far does it feel like the dugout is from the mound in Oakland? Is that the furthest? Is that the furthest walk there is?
It's a pretty good hike, I tell you. I've been going there a lot. Trust me. And from here and from the dugout to home plate is similar actually to our ballpark. We're pretty far away from home plate here, and so it takes you a while to get used to the perspective. And but as far as the mound, the foul territory in Oakland, that's incredible. And they made an unbelievable catch on us, with their guy running into the stands. But it's pitcher friendly with all the foul territory room because you see so many balls caught there that you don't see caught in a normal stadium. But no, it's I'm getting my steps in Oakland. I knew that going in there.
Do you ever reconsider and you're like, he's not pitching that fast. Let's go ahead and leave him out there.
That's pretty good. There's been a couple of times, and the guy gets hit by a pitch. I'll just say, okay, Lucky, check him out. But no, it's what you're kind of used to there. But when I came up, there were a lot of fields like that. I remember Dodger Stadium, being a catcher there. It was incredible how far back the backstop was. So if a ball got by you, you had to be run as fast as you can to get to the ball, all in and getting to it. Or else they could take third base too. That's how far the backstop was. They've changed since and brought I'm sure they're making a lot of money on those seats, but so a lot of pressure. And especially on that staff was Joe Niekro. Now you got a knuckleballer, so you want to put added pressure on you. You realize how far you have to go, if a ball gets by you. But and there were a lot of other stadiums that were more spacious. But now they're all fan friendly. The parks, they got the fans closer to the action. It's better. It's better for the fans. The players like it more. So it's gotten a lot better. And that kind of all started, I think, with Camden Yards.
I appreciate that answer.
That story
by the way.
was
That was
awesome.
I didn't know how that question was going to go over. It went over even better than I ever could have suspected. We were kind of also discussing this yesterday on air, and I think Kevin asked the question of, do you believe that they can do this? That this team can accomplish this? And my answer was, yeah, because I feel like they have the leadership that when things do go wrong, it's not emergency time. It's not like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do without Corey Seager? Because Marcus Semien steps up, etc. Who are the guys in your clubhouse that you're like, man, I didn't know who my leaders would be, but I've been watching them step up into these roles in these times? Because we've heard Valdi's, being a really good clubhouse person. So what are your thoughts on where the leadership is in that clubhouse right now?
Yeah, you know what? It's really it's a lot of them that I think take part in this, and not to just be more specific for you, but it's obvious. Marcus, he leads by example too. Just his work ethic. He's out there every day. He has his routine, and guys like Josh Young follow him. And Smitty and Duran, they're following what Marcus does. But then you have a guy like Nathaniel Lowe, who's got a great way about him. He keeps things loose. He's always smiling, has fun playing. He doesn't take himself too seriously, and that rubs off. Then you got the calming influence of Jonah Hine, who's running this staff, who is an even kill guy. I think he even reminds me of Buster a little bit. He leads by example too, and pitchers are comfortable throwing to him, and there's not a lot of ups and downs, and then you get your energy guys, probably like Dolly. I'm talking about Garcia. One guy I would like to mention is Robbie Grossman. The way he plays, he's all in and on everything. But on the pitching side, I think you mentioned a good one, Evaldi. But Martin Perez, he certainly is one of those guys. So it's as a group. It's a very good group, that comes to play every day, and they don't get down on the games or injuries, things like that. It's a group that can handle, I think, pretty much anything thrown at them. And I just have so much confidence in how resilient that they're going to be.
I know I was hoping you could tell us just a little bit more about Adolis Garcia's performance this season. This might be a preposterous pace, but right now he is on pace for 166 RBIs. He leads the league in RBIs. What kind of things have you seen from him this season?
Yeah, with Dolly, he's a guy that wants to be up there, man. He thrives on it. He loves the crowd. He just seems to, have a nose for an RBI. I said this about an old back in 2012, that Detroit team. We played them in the World Series, and Ed Cabrera and all these good hitters there, and Fielder, and the best way to beat them is not let guys get in scoring position, because those hitters grew a foot taller then, and he's kind of that way for me. He just seems like he thrives on that, and so you need those guys that are even better hitters with men on base. I think he's one of those guys.
This season, you're probably going to have those moments where you're going to play, hey, we're playing a really good team. And a lot in our world, we start going, hey, is this kind of a measuring stick of what that's going to be? And maybe sometime in the season you go, no, Corey, this is the time we're going to measure where we are. Are the Braves a good kind of measuring stick for where y'all are right now?
Well, I had one. I hate to just say, yeah, this is going to be our measuring stick. We had played some good teams. We started with Philly, who was in the World Series last year. We played Houston, who were the world champions. Angels are good. Seattle's good. I don't want to leave anybody out. But this is a really good team too. And the guy that Morton, the stuff he had last night was just filthy.
Mm-hmm.
Geez, that's the kind of stuff we saw in the postseason when he pitched. He's throwing 96 with command. He's got just a nasty curveball, which everybody knows about, and a slider and changeup. He was on top of his game. He was locked in, and when you have facing a guy like that, you get your hands full. So, but it's a dangerous lineup. They look to do damage. We talked about it. You make mistakes and leave off-speed pitches up in the zone, you're probably going to pay for it. Well, that's what happened to us. And but they are a very good team. They were just the world champs a couple of years ago. They have balance throughout their lineup, a lot of depth that lineup, great pitching staff, and that's why their record's what it is. So, I guess it can be, but I don't think you look at the other teams we played and say, well, they're not a measuring stick, because they're very good teams too.
Now, I know you're busy managing the club and whatnot,
Very
but
busy, yeah.
I do want to know if you've also caught Dallas Stars fever in the midst of the season.
Yeah, I feel bad. I get locked into what I'm doing, and man, sometimes you don't know what's going on in the world. I do know about them, trust me. But we were on the road. That was a pretty good long road trip. But so I'll be honest, I haven't had a chance to watch or anything. But I need to be, especially now I live here, get more involved in. But, we've had our hands full, just getting ready for every game right now.
Conference final, Kevin.
Yes.
And you just need to know the name Wyatt Johnston and Rupe Hintz.
Yeah.
Rupe Hintz, those are the ones that are really crushing it right now for us. So keep an ear out for those guys, all right?
I got you.
Fantastic. As always, we really appreciate it, good sir.
All right, guys, good visiting with you. I'll see you next week.